All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining this Kuali Research September Hot Topics webinar. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is Andrea Martin, and I'm a trainer and client support analyst here at UCSD in the Office of Contracts and Grants. If this is your first time attending one of our monthly Hot Topic webinars, we try to keep them all under 30 minutes. And our goal with this webinar series is to go over some of the common questions that we receive from UCSD's Kuali Research Help Desk. So we can show you all some of the best practices and how to perform those tasks. And if you have any questions as I'm going through the topics, please feel free to type your questions into the chat and we will try to answer them. And we'll also have time to answer questions as needed at the end too. Perfect. So today we're going to discuss a new Kuali Research feature, Dashboard Compliance Indicators, how to search for proposals, how to recall proposals, and how to add your COA financial unit to your proposal. Perfect. So let's go ahead and jump in. So right now I'm in our Kuali Research stage environment, which is pretty similar to your production environment with the exception of a few things. And right now we're in the dashboard screen. And I'm sure some of you have noticed this, but Kuali has created a new indicator on the Kuali Research dashboard cards, just to provide you with a fast and convenient way to view your compliance information and status. So now rather than going into the record to view status updates for your compliance entries, you can now immediately see if there are new compliance entries, if there are compliance entries on a proposal, institutional proposal, or award, and their current status. So the compliance indicators, if you see my mouse is over here on the right side of the screen, they are those red compliance buttons. And you can see the status by just clicking on the button. And then here we're presented with both the compliance type as well as the status of compliance. And then if you scroll down, we can also see that in this IP work in progress card, that's compliance, and we can see the type and that these were approved along with the award too. So that's a great new feature and makes looking at the compliance status a little faster and easier if you need a quick update. Perfect. So now let's look at searching for proposals. So from the dashboard, I'm going to navigate to our common task screen. So in the lower left-hand corner, I'm just going to expand my menu. And over here on the left, you see our common task. I'm just going to click into that. I'll go ahead and collapse that. And then from this page, you just want to find your proposal development card. So for me, that's in my lower left-hand corner of the screen. And from here, I'm just going to click on this last search proposals button in that proposal development card. Perfect. So from here, there are lots of different fields that you can utilize depending on what you want to pull up. So if you're just searching for one proposal and if you have the number, you can, of course, just enter that in that first field here, and then you would just scroll down and click search. Or if you're not sure what the proposal number is, but remember maybe the PI and sponsor or the project title, you could utilize those fields in here to help narrow down the proposal that you're looking for. And what is also really great about this development proposal lookup page is that you can also pull up reports for yourself. So for instance, if you want to pull up a report of proposals that your unit has submitted or maybe a specific PI from your unit, you can also do that here as well. So for instance, let's say you want to pull up all the proposals that your unit has submitted so far this year. So we would find our lead unit field right here, what I just highlighted. It's fine if you don't know the number. you can just navigate to the right side of that field and click on this magnifying glass. And then search by going to this unit name field. I'll just use physics for my example. And then I'm just going to click on that blue search button. And then since when I searched for physics, I had asterisk around my name, so that initiated a wildcard search and just pulled up units associated with physics. So we got a few options here. I'm just gonna select that physics button and oops, I'm just gonna go ahead and mute a few people. There we go. Perfect. So we've entered our lead unit and we did that by clicking on our magnifying glass and searching for physics. And then next, if you want to just continue to narrow down your search, let's say, like we said, we just wanted to search for proposals where physics was the lead unit, but then maybe just proposals that were submitted this year. We can scroll down and use this proposal create date fields. So you can type it in or use this calendar. I'll click on that calendar and go to January of this year through yesterday. And then from here, I'm just going to click on that blue search button. Perfect. And then after clicking search, you do have to scroll down and then you'll see all of our search results. Perfect. So from here on the left side of the screen right now, we're just seeing 10 entries. And if you want to adjust that and see more, we can just click on this drop down here. And I'll just go to 100. I also do want to note in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, you can navigate through the different pages. If you want to see them all, it looks like this pulled up 63 entries that we can see in the lower left-hand corner. So I want to display all of them. I'm just going to go to list 100 entries. Now we can see, oops, thinking about it. Perfect. So now we can see all of our entries. And then what I think is really cool about this too, on the right side of the screen, you can actually export this list into Excel by clicking on this little CSV button on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll click on that. And it's taking a second to load. Perfect, but if you didn't see, so in the lower left-hand corner of my screen, this Excel file just downloaded. I'm going to go ahead and click on it and open it. Perfect, so we have our Excel file full of all of our proposals that our unit submitted so far this year. I'll go ahead and exit out of this. So this could be really useful, especially if you want to pull up a report and see all the proposals or maybe proposals that a particular PI has submitted, or like what we just saw that your department has submitted over a specific time frame. Even if you just forgot a proposal number and want to list of proposals that your PI has submitted this past year, this page is a great tool for that too. I also want to point out, I'm going to go back into our common task page. So I'm just going to click on the left side of the screen, this check mark. You also have an all proposal development lookup page just for your proposals specifically. So we find this proposal development card again in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. But then this time click on all my proposals. So this pulls up all of our proposals. I just have a couple in mind. And you can use this page in a similar way if you just want to focus on proposals specific to you and not your overall department. So we can see that this participant field has been populated with my name up here at the top. That was just done automatically. So then when we clicked on this all my proposals button, it brought up all my proposals just from the stage environment. And you can really utilize, just like in the last page we were on, you can really utilize these different search criteria fields to narrow down your searches, or even just pull up a report for yourself of proposals that you've created. So those are both really nifty pages if you want to do things like that. You don't have to just search for one single proposal. You can really use these pages to search for all proposals as particular PI has submitted, or again, just specific to you or your unit. Great, so next, let's move on to recalling proposals. So I'm just going to scroll back up and I'm going to enter in a proposal number. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and click on that blue search button. And our proposal came up. Notice that this proposal has already been submitted. It has a proposal state as approval pending. And in the left-hand column under actions, we do not have an edit button. We just have a view button. So I'm going to go ahead and click on view. And it's just loading. Perfect. So then when we clicked on view, it took us to this summary/submit page. And from here, we can see that we have in the bottom center of the screen, this recall button. This is pretty quick and easy, and I'm sure some of you have utilized this before. But for those who haven't, you would just click on this recall button in the bottom center of the screen. And then we're presented with a please confirm to continue window asking us the reason for recall. So for instance, maybe we need to add a new attachment. I'll enter in that reason. And then from here, I'm just going to click on that blue OK button. And it's loading right now. Okay, so we got an error and it's just letting us know that the document was successfully recalled, but we are not able to edit right from the screen. Well, we will need to search for this proposal number again and then go into the edit mode in order to edit and make the updates that we need to. So I'm going to go back into our common task page. I'll go ahead and click on OK so we can leave. And then I'm just going to find our proposal development card and click on that search proposals button. We'll go ahead and enter in our proposal number. And I'm going to scroll down again and click search. Scroll down for the results. And now you can see, like we didn't have before, but we now have under actions, we now have this edit button. So I'll go ahead and click on edit. And now we're back in the proposal and we can see the status over here in the upper right-hand corner is revisions requested. Perfect. So I'm just going to scroll down. And then I also want to point out on the left-hand side, if we go into our attachment section, and if we go to the last notes tab, we'll go ahead and click on notes. This has your recall reasoning that you submitted. So for instance, I recalled this proposal a couple other times. Say I needed to update my budget and then I submitted. And then this last time with you all, when I recalled it again and entered add a new attachment, these are where those notes are kept. So then you would just go in here, make your update, and then you would go back into the summary/submit page. Scroll down, and then you would just click on that blue submit for review button again. Perfect. So the last thing that I wanted to go over was adding the COA financial unit in Kuali Research's supplemental information screen. So I'm going to go back to the left-hand side and click into this supplemental information section. Perfect. So due to the Oracle financial system implementation, an update was also made to Kuali Research. Basically, all new financial units have been added to Kuali Research, and the old organization codes that were used are now inactivated. But I do want to note that the IFIS org codes will continue to work in terms of integration, as the codes will be mapped to the financial unit. So basically, just for you, that means your old records are fine, nothing needs to be updated, but now as you continue to create new proposals, when you go into the supplemental information section of a proposal, we now have this field where you can enter your COA financial unit. And if you don't have the number, that's completely fine. I'll show you right now. I'll just delete this. And then in the field, I'm just going to go to the right and click on this magnifying glass. And then you can search by number, but again, if we don't have that, I'll go ahead and use physics again. And then I'm using those asterisks around physics again to do a wildcard search. And then from here, I'm just going to click on that blue search button at the bottom of the window. And then we have a few options come up. I'm going to select physics by going to the left-hand column under actions and clicking on that blue select. Perfect. And then after clicking on that blue select, the COA financial unit for physics was entered. So then from here, you can just go to the bottom of the screen and click on save. Perfect. So we just got through all of our topics, and I can see we had some chats that Nancy was able to answer. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hi, Andy, it's Nancy. There's actually one question above the one about the award, where you can find the awards of the award. There's an award card on the dashboard. But the other question is, are all subs and MCAs also pulled from the proposal search?
Yeah, so if they're, let me see, let me go back into common task. Sorry, so I'll try to answer your question. I don't know if this will. So basically everything that you search for under this proposal development card, if you created it through this create proposal button, then it's labeled as a proposal in the system and will be searchable in this all my proposals or search proposals section.
And the subawards, they can search on the subawards card. Right?
Correct, yeah, exactly. So you can't search for subawards and under this proposal development card. You would need to go into the subaward section and click on this search subawards button. Perfect, thank you, Nancy. And then we have a question, does the compliance also include if the COI has been approved? So I think that is separate now. Old migrated records would have that information, but since that's not an option now when you select go enter a compliance entry from a proposal, that wouldn't be an available option to view in the red compliance button. Do we have any other questions? We have a question from somebody. Hi, I have a quick question. I have a document. It is for a carryover, and I was wondering where it was in the queue. It says en route, but what does that mean exactly? If you want to stay back after the webinar is over, I can help you with this question. I think I just need some more information, then we might be able to help you. Perfect. Okay. If nobody else has any other questions, if you do find yourself having other questions after the webinar, if you go to Blink and type in Kuali Research, this is the first page that comes up. And if you go to the bottom right-hand side of the screen, we have all of our help desk information. You can submit a ticket to us via email or through our UCSD Support and Services Research Portal. And we are always happy to help you all and give you some assistance. So with that said, thank you all so much for joining us today. And I hope you all have a great day.